Hello everyone. Hello everyone. Thank you for joining this show. Today our special guest, Dr. Gons, is here from UK, and he started his journey from aerospace lab to global lead gen, and he has built a remote marketing agency. And we will ask this journey was, and we will learn something from Dr. Gons. And thank you, Dr. Gons, for joining this session. Really motivated to have you in this session, and hopefully we'll have learn a lot of things from you. So your journey from aerospace to agency, you are deep in aerospace R&D, and what made you to from this advanced materials to sales and outreach and marketing? What was that?
Great. Well, first of all, thanks, Dr. Habib, for having me here today. And it's a great opportunity. And yeah, so as you say, I recently transitioned from being an R&D engineer in aerospace to creating my own marketing agency. And that's because I realized I was always going to be tied up to an office, to a lab, if I continued on that line of that career path, so to say. And now I wanted to move to a full remote job because I wanted to come back to Spain, be closer to my family. And yeah, I started my own remote marketing agency because I realized that many engineering companies in general, not only in aerospace but in engineering, lots of people have like amazing products, amazing technologies, but they do struggle to convey value, right? Like they think that just because they have like a great um, service, a great engineering service or a product, people are going to come and snap it off their hands, and really that's not the case. So they are struggling to find products. So I thought, hey, maybe I can help here and help bridge the gaps and help people find more clients for their applications.
That's nice. That's nice. And what were the first signs that world-class products were struggling because of weak marketing strategy? So, what are the points you want to share?
So precisely, I was working with some advanced materials called ceramic matrix composites, which are just ceramic materials with fibers inside. So they are like crack resistant and they are super good. But like I realized, like despite they were developed in the 80s, and right now in the last 10 years they gain a lot of market traction, still many people didn't know about it, even within my previous company at Rolls-Royce, right? There were a lot of people who didn't know about them, and we were like making them and using them. So I just started like reaching out in LinkedIn to other manufacturers and people working in these areas and asking what were the problems that they were having. I was like, what are you working on? What are the problems that you're having? Why are you having these problems? And I realized that, I don't know, 90 or 80, 90% of these companies just told me like, I'm looking for more clients. Well, they didn't tell me like that, right? But they told me I want more partnerships, I want more opportunities, I want more applications for my material. And I realized like this all boils down to I want to find more people who want to work with my material. So I realized like people are not aware of this, and just relying on then I started digging in like why are they having these problems? Why are people not aware of these things? And well, we came to realize that well, this is not taught in universities, so people are not engineers are not trained or educated into this material solution, but also um, these people were just trying to advertise their material just by going to trade shows and conferences, which um, don't get me wrong, is a great way to showcase your technology, but you're doing it at the same time of thousands of other people. So you have to have the right conversation at the right time with the right people, with a lot of noise around. So it was difficult for them to really convey the value. They told me we might be talking to 80, 90 people in a 3-day conference, out of which like maybe just 8, 9 good conversations were going ahead, and probably just ended up doing 1 or 2 feasibility studies. So that was like a lot of like time wasted, resources, effort, and I just went and figured out a better way of doing it.
Yeah, that's nice. And also, Dr. Gons, just for the audience who don't know about this area, just briefly explain with a very basic concept. What is this, and what is actually, because you have the PhD in machining and manufacturing of ceramic matrix components from the University of Nottingham, UK. So can you please explain for the people who don't have idea about this area?
Yes. So, there are composite materials. Composite materials are a combination of like two other materials, right? Usually a fiber or a matrix, or just a reinforcement and a matrix. We all know about carbon fiber reinforced polymers, CFRPs, that you see like on sports cars and aircraft. But these are usually carbon fibers, or very strong fibers in a polymer matrix, where the fiber is the main structural element, and the matrix is just around to protect those fibers from the environment and make like a lightweight material. In the case of ceramic matrix composites, we are working with a ceramic matrix, as the name says. And why is that? Ceramic materials have very good inherent properties by themselves for high temperature and corrosive applications, right? But the problem of ceramics, like, well, think of the pots and I don't know, coffee mugs that you have for in your kitchen, right? Like they are very good for like containing like high temperature
Yes.
liquids and not reacting. They clean very well, but the problem is that if you drop them, they break in 1,000 pieces, right? They are very brittle. So to overcome that brittleness inherent of ceramic materials, in the last decades, ceramic matrix composites have a rise in which we have like a reinforcement, and these in many cases a long fiber, and the matrix, ceramic matrix surrounding it. And these fibers are there not to provide like the structural strength, but just to deflect and stop cracks. And let's say if you drop a mug of made of ceramic matrix composite, it will just like stay in one piece. It will crack.
Mhm.
Don't get me wrong. The ceramic material will still crack, but it will not blow up in 1,000 pieces. So for like safety critical applications like aerospace, turbines, nuclear industry, fission reactors, like these materials provide like a very good high temperature properties, high temperature strength, and resistant to cracks.
And there is also in the transmission, electrical power transmission, there are insulators, ceramic insulators. What is the, is there any that is relevant to your field, or that is separate something like that? Because they withstand high voltage capability, something like that.
Well, I'm not familiar with that particular application, so I would love to learn a little bit more. But usually, the problem that we are having with some of these CMCs is that at the moment they are like a little bit expensive. So we are just trying to expand into many different industries, find applications, and just capitalize on the longevity of the materials. Because in high temperature corrosive applications, they can last, I don't know, 10 to 50 times longer than traditional uh, metals. But if there is a ceramic material that already performs there, probably that's good enough. It has to be like a combination of probably structural application and a corrosive high temperature environment.
Very nice. And Dr. Gons, another thing, those people who want to pursue in this field, and what are the steps and which background they need and what skills they need to pursue in this field, beginning from the start.
In the field of ceramic matrix composites,
Yeah, yeah,
um,
absolutely.
yeah, I guess the most important thing is finding someone who's doing it, right? Like you learn by doing. And at the moment, there is a lot of companies in different parts of the world, in the US, in China, Japan, all over Europe, working with these materials. Also in India, Pakistan. I've talked to people in all over the world. Um, so first, you need to understand that these materials are not like a one fits all solution for like all problems in a high temperature environment. Like same that is in metals, we have steels, aluminiums, titanium. Like there are different types of CMCs, and those are with different manufacturing routes and different properties that are applied into different scenarios. So the first thing is just having like a quick browse around these materials, trying to understand what are their properties, and try to understand your final application and see if that's something that you can change. So if someone wanted to start with this, I would start thinking about processing. Really depends on what you want to do. If you want to do design, processing, machining, um, but yeah, um,
That's nice. Yeah, nice. And Dr. Gones, one thing, your entrepreneurship mindset and this journey. What is the what was the toughest moment in building your agency, and how you can say did you push through this, and what was that actually?
Um, well, I guess the toughest moment was like finding like it was more the mentality within myself, trying to overcome the fear of like feeling like is this the right decision for me? Because I've been working 10 years in as an engineer in the aerospace industry. Is the right move for me to quit my job and go all in into this new career path. So finding that strength and that confidence in myself actually was the toughest. Because really I didn't jump and do like a leap of faith completely, right? I already had talked to companies who told me that they had that problem. I researched and found like a good solution and started working with one company in Germany who were producing this material. So I demonstrated to myself that I could do it, but still, the most difficult part was convincing myself like, yes, I can do this, and it's something that I want to be doing in the next stage of my career.
Very nice, very nice. I want to introduce your Luna Research Lab. I was searching on the website and just want to confirm whether I'm on the right section or not. This is Luna Research Lab, and here is it something here or
It's, uh, it's called
this one?
lunarreachlabs.com. That's the site. Yeah,
Ah,
there is a
Luna Reach, Luna Reach, yeah.
yeah, lunarreachlabs.com.
Ah, okay, okay, Luna Reach. Just want to search the lab. Ah, yeah, here, lunareachlabs.com. Yes, yes, here.
That's it. Yeah.
Very nice, very nice. And this is just if you can introduce this your book, the call here. You are here, manufacturing, engineering, aerospace company need predictability or profit in your businesses. Hit the button below and book a call. So if you
Mhm.
are working in this area, so you can book the call to Dr. Goons, and he will guide you what to do this. And here, these are the steps you can follow. And thank you, Dr. Goons, for this. And another thing which comes in my mind, how you balance this client delivery strategy and growth in a solo or remote setup. How you manage these kind of things?
So I do a combination of both inbound and outbound marketing, which means like I do outreach. So I look for the right companies that fit like the right profile. For example, in the case of ceramic matrix composites, I've been looking for companies in the gas and oil industry, industrial machinery, aerospace, that they work in high temperature applications and corrosive applications. And I just like reach out to them and find the right decision makers or senior engineers, head of product development, procurement, and try to outreach to them in a similar way that you've done with me, Habib. Like when you outreach you reach out to me in LinkedIn for the interview, right? So is that something similar? Is finding the right people and connecting with them, and that's on one side. On the other side, I'm helping my clients by creating like high quality LinkedIn content in which we showcase that they have like the right expertise, and we start promoting that content on LinkedIn, right? So it's a combination of both, because once you want to talk to the right people, you don't want to be waiting for them to find out about the solution. Again, like we have to educate people on these type of technologies. People might not be aware that there is a better solution than the metallic component that they can replace every year, and they could just have like a ceramic that lasts for life. And on the other hand, we just create that content to show that we are the experts, so that the company is the experts, and they are the best company business out there to provide that solution for their problem.
Very nice, very nice. That's good. And many engineers struggle with selling themselves. So how can technical people build confidence in business conversations or in this era?
Um, I think at the end of the day, many engineering companies they have like technical problems, but at the end of the day, it all stems or boils down to like how much money, time you can save to other companies, right? So if you have like a ceramic material that is going to be maybe a little bit more costly, or an additive manufacturing process that is going to be a bit more costly or not, for than traditional manufacturing routes, you have to showcase what are the benefits down the line. You can just say, oh, I can. You're going to just sell, how do I say, specifications of the material, so to say, or the process. Like I can print faster, or I can go to higher temperatures. So what does that mean for the client, right? You can have like a more efficient product, so you're going to save on energy. You're going to be able to do larger batches, which means that your price, unit price, is going to go down. So you have to find that language to connect to the final real outcome. So one thing that I do to find out this is asking myself, so what, so okay, my material can go up to 1,000 degrees. Okay, so what? So what does that mean? That is not just on itself is something good. And if you talk to other engineers, they might appreciate that is good, but you have to explicitly tell them why and how that is going to benefit them or their company or their product further down the line.
Yeah, nice. That's nice. And also, Dr. Gons, another thing, what common mistakes engineers make when doing LinkedIn outreach or thought leadership?
I think is again something like this, rather than explaining what are the real benefits or the final benefits down the line for the product. They just make a post saying like, I've been working on this material and it can do this and this and this. Okay, so wow, that is great. It's amazing that your material is lighter and is uh, I don't know, can go to a higher temperature, your process is faster, but like, can you explicitly tell me? 'Cause at the end of the day, we are all here for business, right? Despite that um, we are all engineers and we want to develop great products. We also want to sell to other companies and work with them. So you have to explain like, well, really working with this is going to save you this much money, is going to give you back this much time, or you're going to be able to produce this much faster and reduce the costs. So at the end of the day, that really is what we all think about. Because even when I was working at a company and I was going and wanted to purchase something from a supplier, I will also look at the price, and I would just not look at the specifications of the material, but also wonder myself, is this the right cost benefit balance? So really it's trying to translate all that. I think many engineers are afraid of talking in these terms because they feel it's very salesly, and that they feel like marketers, and they shouldn't be having to how do you say, advertise in a way their product in this way, but you have to.
Yes, yes, nice. That's good. Yeah. So, how can small engineering firms compete with bigger players when it comes to visibility or authority?
Oh, that's a good question, because really small companies really do not have the marketing team, so they don't tend to have the marketing teams to do this kind of advertising and outreach. Um, so it really comes down to the executive team, the CEOs or the top engineers to try and find those products. Or the problem with these is that they try to go again to trade shows, conferences, try to do some white paper publications. They rely on word of mouth and referrals to find new clients. um, so these are very good methods again to find clients, but I think they shouldn't be your only channel for capturing new clients and getting to new finding new applications, because word of mouth and referrals will always dry up, and conferences, trade shows are just draining. It's just like a big expense It just feels that you're in the right environment, but at the end of the day, there is too much noise. There are many other companies trying to do exactly the same that you're doing in the exact same place. So the attention of the potential customers that you get is always scattered. So I would encourage um, these smaller engineering firms to try and contact and do different types of outreach. I was talking to a client prospect lately that he was telling me that he had heard like really bad stories about using marketing agencies for doing outreach, and that's also true because sometimes like marketing agencies cannot really understand all the technicalities of the product, and they just sell that um, as a more generic thing which really doesn't convey the value or the differentiating value that each firm or product is achieving for the final customers.
Very nice, very nice. That's good. And what are your thoughts about the future? Thoughts on remote first businesses? Is this the future of technical consulting or not? What do you think about this?
Um, I think yeah, the world is moving more towards remote working because I think people are appreciating more the their own work-life balance, and I think like hybrid setup is always very good because it allows you to like really connect with the people you're working with, but also maintain that higher quality of life work-life balance. But in my case, I guess I just wanted to like move countries, so having a hybrid setup didn't really work. So this is what I went in for a full remote job, and we'll see how that thing develops in the future. But so far, I'm happy with that.
Yes, okay, nice. That's nice. So, what do you think about if someone wants to follow your path from R&D to marketing strategist? What three skills should they start building today?
Okay, so first of all is remembering that we are all people, right? So even though you might be working at a super large multinational or a small agency, when you talk to someone, you're talking to people. So you have to be comfortable really having conversations. So not saying that everybody has to be an extrovert and super charismatic, but you need to be able to sit down and listen to other people. Then I think it's important to learn how to ask the right questions. Because if you're going to be doing some sort of consulting, whether if it's business development, marketing, or technical consulting on your own, you need to be able to really ask the right questions to find the problems of the people you're trying to help, listen to them, and then well be able to deliver on the promised results, right? And if you cannot help, that's it. That's fine. You just tell them like, right, like we shake hands, and we go on, we move on. But yeah, I would start by just developing some sort of soft interpersonal skills, like yeah, talking, listening, and coming up with solutions.
Very nice. That's nice. And Dr. Gons, last question: do you think technical founders should learn to sell or just hire salesperson early? What do you think about
Uh,
it?
Yeah, I think it's a skill that I'm developing myself as well. And I've been developing in the last 6 months how to sell myself, and it hasn't been easy, but it has really paid off in the sense that it doesn't feel like selling myself. It just feels like conveying the right value and sticking up for myself in a way, right? Like I know what I can do. I know that my product, my service is good enough, and just learning how to convey that value and pass it on to communicate it to other people has been very important. So I think it's a skill that everybody should be developing, and it's not just because one wants to really push a solution, right? I was talking to a customer not so long ago that they at the beginning they told me, oh no, because marketing is just trying to sell anything to anyone, and it's like that's not really true in my opinion, right? If I believe that my product, my material, my manufacturing process is is good enough, is better than others, why wouldn't I want to help them? Why wouldn't I want to tell them about it, so that they use it, right? I'm helping them. I
Mm.
want them to have like a better product, service, application themselves. So why wouldn't I just make sure that I tell them in the right way? Even if it's not for them, that's absolutely fine. But that's not marketing. It's not shoving everything onto everyone. It's just finding the right link between the end user and the producer.
Very nice. That's good. Yeah, that's good. And thank you very much, Dr. Gons, for this insightful discussion. Last notes from your side before ending this session, please.
Um, well, it's been a bit of a journey, and it was a bit scary, but I think it has paid off. So, in one hand, I would like to encourage people to, how to say, stand up for themselves, and if they are not happy with the situation, to just think if they can provide a solution. If they think they can, well, don't doubt yourselves. Just go ahead and do it. And on the other hand, if you need help, do not hesitate to reach out, right? Like not everybody is born knowing what there is there to do. And in my case, I also hired mentors and talked to many other like business funders and marketers just to be able to set up my company in the right way. So um, have faith in yourself and ask for help. And I think that's the better advice I can do. And same for current founders that they have like maybe their own engineering or manufacturing company. Don't be afraid of asking out. You're already doing an amazing job developing new technologies or producing great products or services. You don't have to know ahead how to do marketing or sales. So just reach out to the right people and they will be glad to help you. And I'm sure that there will be a win-win situation there for everyone.
Very nice. That's nice. Thank you, Dr. Gons, for this wonderful
Yeah,
discussion and insightful discussion. Really have
thank you.
good to listen you. Thank you very much.
That's all right. Yeah, thanks. Glad to be here. Thank you, Dr.
Thank
Habib.
you. Thank you.